And we're live. This is DarkMatterVerse TV, and you are now watching another episode of the Art Department. I'm your host, James, and if you can believe it, tonight we have the man with the plan, the one that we've all been waiting for, the whole reason why we exist. We have Mr. Miles here. We cannot believe that you took some time away from your superheroing to join us, but I'm sure people will be stoked. Please introduce yourself and tell us how you do what you do, man.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Supersonic Kolby. I primarily cosplay as Miles Morales or Spider-Man, like primarily a Spider-Man cosplayer, but I'm most well known as my Miles Morales.
Awesome. Do you get paid gigs like to go to cosplay and just jump in there and swing around and stuff like that, do cool spider stuff?
Actually, a couple years ago, I got paid for a couple of photo shoots, but that was at a time I wasn't really like taking it seriously. And then when I wanted to start taking it seriously, like I just did whatever I can with my phone, and I try to link up with people, go to conventions, and that's how I'm end up here.
Wow, man, that's awesome. Do you do this full time, or do you, like the real Miles, have like a secret identity where you do something else?
A little bit of half and half, because I do work a part-time job, but I do try to get in, like I try to post like 2, maybe like 3 times a week on my Instagram.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I've been following you as well, and I noticed that you had I think you had like a small video movie or something like that. What is that about?
Let's see. Oh, actually, I had 2 videos. One I did last year, and I did a second one this year. So it was basically about an origin about how I make the suit, and the second video was basically a reboot of the same idea.
Wow. Do you do your own camera work, or do you hire like a crew?
I do all my camera work. Believe it or not, I do all my work on an iPhone.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing. It looks really cinematic, a lot of this stuff, man. How do you get that?
Let's see. Well, I try to use what I learned from like watching movies or playing the game itself. Like I try to capture that cinematic look, if you call it.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it is absolutely incredible. Have you ever thought about making your own Spider-Man suit? Because I see you have all the variations. You ever sit down and draw like your own, your little designs or something for Spider-Man?
Actually, when I was in high school, I actually used to do that a bunch too. In fact, it would be variations of Andrew Garfield's suit. But now I'm thinking about doing a Miles version, because right now, after watching No Way Home, I don't want to give away the entire. I kind of want to do something similar, but in a Miles way.
Wow, awesome. We were wondering, why weren't you in the final Spider-Man? Everybody was waiting to see you make an appearance there. What happened?
Well, probably due to me having Miles having a game and Spider-Verse, and not to mention, well, I don't want to say legal issues, because when it comes to that, there's really nothing stopping Sony from making another Spider-Man movie of their own. It's just, I don't know, like I guess they don't want to mess up what the MCU has or whatever.
Yeah, man, but I don't think you would have messed it up. I think you would have slipped right in there, man. I think that would have made all the fans go crazy, kind of like when Captain America picked up the Thor's hammer. I think seeing you step out that little circle, man, people would have been jumping out of their seats, man. Just seeing that. Is that what inspired your suit today?
Let's see. That's what inspired my suit. I guess so.
Okay. What would you have thought about that moment if you had had the chance to step out of there into the help the other Spider-Man out?
Let's see. If I had a chance, you think back to that scene where the portal where all the Spider-Man come, like Toby and Andrew, and honestly, if Miles was to appear, I think it would be the Spider-Verse version, because okay, the version of Miles I primarily try to emulate is the one from the PS4, the PS5 game, because I think that's the one I look the most similar to. And
Yes.
I don't know. I think there's a few actors that look like that animated version, but but dude, if we could get a game version like in real life, like oh man, that'd be a dream come true, and I would have it to where I'd swing right out of the portal if I was able to make it happen.
Yeah, because we definitely wanted you in that movie, man. I think there's actually been some fan-made adaptations to that movie where Miles does kind of appear in the shadows or appear like this, and people were crazy. But have you ever thought about filming something like that?
Actually, yeah, I've actually thought about I never got around like fully completing that idea. Like I still want to do it one day, but I still gotta form it.
Awesome.
Like I still gotta, fully complete the plan.
I get that. It's hard fighting crime and finding private time at the same time when you're fighting crime. If that even makes sense. Have you ever done any team ups with like Gwen Stacy people and do shoots like that?
Actually, I teamed up with another Miles Morales this year, but he primarily does the Spider-Verse version, and I was the PS5 version. And we had a couple of photos that went, I want to say like semi viral, because there was this one shot we did and it got like over 5,000 likes. It was just us two standing next together.
Wow. Yeah, and that shows you that there's really a need, and it shows you how awesome you look. When I first saw you, I didn't even know you were a real person. I thought you were like a digital person. That's how amazing like you fit the role. Like there's one picture I'm pulling up now. I honestly thought it was straight out of the game. So do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I do get that a whole bunch actually. Well, when I post a photo.
Yeah, because that is pretty incredible. And my mind is still spinning at the fact that you're saying that all this is coming from your iPhone. How can you teach us how to do this? Well, how come my pictures look like crap? Yours look like Michael Bay shot them. How is that possible?
Okay, I got one thing to say. Portrait mode.
Portrait. that's the secret sauce. Portrait mode.
The secret sauce is just portrait mode, and try and actually experiment with the telephoto lens, because that's how you can get that cinematic look. Because when you have a shot that's wide like this one, like it looks like something that comes out of a cell phone. But when you actually zoom in and punch in, that's when everything is flattened out and you get that cinematic look.
Wow, because a lot of this stuff, it really is really cinematic, and I would not have thought it was iPhone. And you sound like not only are you a great cosplayer, but it sounds like you know a little bit about cinema as well. Is that true?
Let's see. I dabble into a little. I've made a couple of videos back then, but I'm not a photography student. Look, I have thought about going back to school for, and learning photography, because that is something as you can clearly quite tell, I'm really passionate about. So that's something I'm very considering. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a complete cinephile, but I do dabble into it.
Wow. That is, I'm telling you, you're killing it, man. Because I still can't believe it. Like every time I think about it coming out of an iPhone, I'm just thrown, because I was like, man, I got to get that camera that this guy's got, get that film. So is Miles the only character that you play? Because I know you do acting. Is that your most famous character, or the one you're like, hey, I'm going to stick with this because I just look so much like him?
Let's see. It's what I've been sticking to it for a while, just mainly because it's what I'm most known for. But I did post another cosplay of actually Miles's first suit, which was the Great Responsibility suit. That was the name for it in the game, and it's a red and blue suit with like knee pads and shoes, and the point is it's supposed to be a crappy looking costume, but that's the beauty of it. Like it's a starter Spider-Man. Like somebody literally like it's literally how I'd imagine, like if any kid was just bitten as a spider and they had to make a costume out of anything they could find in their room, and plus some cheap little suit they can buy from Walmart.
That's what they would make. Well, it looks
that's
good,
how I feel.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's really good. So do you guys ever do like cross villains and stuff like that? You guys should really try and do something like that, like a villain shoot or like a big Spider-Verse shoot or something like this.
I
Have
think,
you guys
yeah,
thought
I'm
about that?
definitely looking into it. As just, travel is a little hard for me right now, just working a small part-time job, but I do
Yeah.
want to find a way to make that possible. And there's not a ton of villain cosplays, but one I would like to do the most is Miles versus the Prowler. I think that would be my number one shoot to do.
All right, guys, you heard it, man. If you're a prowler out there and you're a prowler cosplayer and you're a great actor, hook up with this guy, connect with him because man, you guys would definitely blow through the viral thing. So, what advice would you give to new cosplayer? I mean, they can't look as perfect as you do because you literally look like the video game. But what would you tell them to make it, a better character?
Let's see. My advice for anybody just starting out, like, definitely don't be afraid to get inspired by other people's work, because that's definitely how I got started. I've been looking at cosplayers for like a long time, ever since I was in high school. Like, I've wanted to do this myself by now, but I never found the time until 2 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
go ahead.
I wanted to add one more thing. And sure, a lot of the stuff can seem to be pretty pricey, but there are workarounds. For example, like this suit, I got it from printcostume.com. They're usually like the cheapest ones to go to, and plus other cosplayers, they have discount codes to bring that price down even further.
Wow. Okay. All right. Those are for people trying to save a little bit while they're out there cosplaying because people spend a lot of money on their costumes.
Yeah, yeah, because I will admit it is an expensive hobby, but honestly, like, it's something I even with all that, I wouldn't put it down for anything.
Yeah. No, I think cosplay is so incredible. And hopefully, with all the people in the Dark Matterverse and all the other comic people that are coming out, that we give you guys more characters to play. You know what I'm saying? Just make
Right.
it everything, make it a lot. I think a lot of these characters, especially the Spider-Man, is a lot easier because those suits are so readily available. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, plus it's and Spider-Man it's at and it really is one of the easier cosplays to do because you don't have to worry about stuff like armor, boots, and all this other
Yeah.
extra stuff. All you have to do is literally just start out with a suit, and that's it.
Yeah, the skin tight. That's the original superhero, actually. Put
Yeah.
on some spandex and go fight crime.
Yeah, and I gotta say, spandex has never looked better.
No, no, I cannot disagree there. So, what were your inspirations? Because you were talking about inspirations earlier. So, who exactly inspired you to go ahead and suit up and take on this life of fighting crime?
Okay, so one of my main inspirations to do this myself was actually a cosplayer named Next Gen Spider. He's also a dedicated Miles Morales cosplayer, and his stuff is fantastic. Like, I was like, I wish I could be this guy one day, but like, I don't like be just like him. Just like, just do it in like my own way.
Yeah, add your little
But
style
yeah,
to it.
he was definitely one of my main inspirations. Also, another one was Rising Arachnid. I think he's done it like longer than me too. That's another guy who inspired me to be Miles.
Wow. So, whenever the new PlayStation games and movies come out, do you try and get those suits and bring them to the Comic Cons, like stay up on it, or do you think that the classic stuff is the one that sells the best?
Yes, I've actually done it a couple times. I've done that. I'm trying to remember that suit that Insomniac made an update for. It was the I can't think of the name right now. It was the what was it? I remember it. It was the advanced tech suit. It's basically like an Iron Spider suit, but for like Miles.
Oh wow, I didn't even know they did that. Was that only in the game or?
Yeah, it's only in the game. I think there was a comic cover of it one time, but I'm pretty sure it's exclusive to the game.
Wow, yeah, I think if you did that, man, that'd really explode, especially since no one
Yeah,
really knows about it.
actually, yeah, I did it the first time, but that was with my shell had red eyes, and the eyes are actually like a grayish color. So what I did, I painted those eyes black, and I just put it on, and everybody loved
Wow.
it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think I see it. I think there's a shoot of you on a building or something like this.
Yes,
And
yes, that's that one right there.
wow, yeah, that's really incredible. Holy cow. Yeah, that is really good, man.
Yeah, and plus, look, these pattern makers do some work too.
Yeah, that I'm kind of speechless actually. And I see you got like a ton of likes on that one.
Yeah, like I didn't expect like just because it's like it's such a niche suit, but I'm glad it got the support it got. I couldn't be any happier.
Yeah, it looks nice and shiny. It literally looks like nanotechnology, like what they were using in the Iron Spider suit. That's really good. That's really
Yeah,
hard to even tell it's cosplay. I think that's like the craziest part of cosplay when you hit that shot so good that it's kind of hard to tell if is this a guy in a suit or is this like a picture or something.
right. Like I've seen so many comments to where like, oh, is this? I thought, holy crap, I thought this was from the game. And when people are saying stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I know I pulled it off. I know I pulled it off.
You rocked it. You definitely did. So can I ask you, are you a avid fan of Miles Morales? Like, do you go out and buy the comics? Do you know the lore? Do you know all his background story? Or are you just Miles, so you don't need to know any of that stuff?
Actually, yeah, I am an avid fan, but I'm gonna briefly explain like my history with the character. So
Go ahead.
I've been a I mean, before Spider Verse and everything, like I was aware of Miles. I thought he was a cool character. It's just like, look, Miles was definitely the right character, but I just feel like the way he was introduced just wasn't exactly. But now, look, I got all respect for Brian Michael Bendis and everything. In fact, Bendis even liked a couple of my posts one time. So look, I'm
Wow.
not gonna put any disrespect on his name because look, he literally brought one of my favorite characters. So, but I just feel like I just feel like the way he could have been introduced, like you know, I felt like it could have been done better, and that's how Spider Verse fixed it.
Yeah, it just came in. So I guess the good part about them not doing an actual live action film like the Avengers
Right.
is that they're going to be casting when they do decide one. And, hopefully we'll see you on the big screen, man.
Oh man, like oh, it would be so worth to dabble in the acting. Like, oh man, I don't know if that day will come, but if that day comes, oh man, I will say so, dreams do come true. If you work hard and put your mind to it, it will come.
Wow, you literally sounded like a superhero just then. It was crazy. That's like a PSA announcement. And I'm sure that all the people out there were just motivated and psyched just to see you say
Yeah.
that the way that you did. That is crazy. So what about the industry? If there's anything that you could change or add, take away, or anything like that that you would, put out there? Something about the cosplay or, the thing that you do.
Let's see if one thing I could change about the industry. So Instagram has been kind of okay, not like I don't want to say like controversial. It's just been controversial in the cosplay community because certain accounts have been banned. And all right, look, I don't want to make it like I don't want to turn this into a rant, but yeah, like some people have been like getting banned when they violated like zero community guidelines, or they'll just get banned just because they don't show their face or something. Like it's so weird. Like that's something I would definitely like to change
Wow.
because I
Basically
actually
Instagram?
yeah. Well, it's just Instagram for now. I don't know about other social media outlets. Like I don't really stick to others. I just stick to Instagram for now.
Okay. Is it because of the post? And do you edit your own pictures? You edit all your
Yes, I
own
do.
stuff, right? And just
Yes,
post
I
it on
do.
there? Have they ever flagged you for doing, maybe they probably flagged you because you look like you're stealing game screenshots and posted them.
Actually, no. I've checked my account status and everything's fine with me. It's just that it's just on other people's side. Like I don't know their situations just yet, but from what I've known, yeah, like they're completely innocent so far. Like I don't know what I don't know what this weirdness is, but I hope I can only hope for the best.
I'm sure it'll work itself out. And I'm sure if you keep doing what you're doing, you're not going to get banned anytime soon. You're going to keep rising and rising. Man, this is an incredible interview, and I'm so glad that you're able to come out here. Before we close up, because we try and make these things as short, and trust me, I'd like to spend all day with Spider-Man. The kids love it. The fans love it. Trust me. But is there anything you'd like to say to your fans where they could find you, or if you're coming up with any cons that they can come and take pictures with you or anything like this?
Okay, so all right, so if everybody want to know, so I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's not exactly a place, where but there are cons. There's Fan Expo Con. I did go to MechaCon last year. Unfortunately, it was the last one, and I'm so bummed out it didn't happen last year because that was my first one, and I'm like, oh, why did it have to end? But yeah, I'm located in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was born and raised here. I'm basically the Spider-Man of my city.
Wow. Okay, so you are city known, right? I would imagine.
Let's see. In some ways.
In some ways. I'm sure after this, you're going to be globally known because you're pretty awesome, man. But is there any place that we can search you out? Like shout out your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, stuff like that. Any merchandise you got coming out or anywhere they can show their support to you?
All right. Well, right now I just stick to Instagram. Like I used to have a Twitter, but I took it down for controversial reasons. And I mean, since that deal is not happening, but I feel like it's good to just stick to Instagram for now because like photos is like what I'm kind of known for, and I kind of just want to, I do want to expand on that, but just one thing at a time for now.
Actually, okay, absolutely. And you can find his Instagram at Supersonic Kolby, right?
Yeah, yep.
All right, my friend, I'm so grateful that you came out, spent some time with us here, and we all love you. You're a community guy. You're so inspirational to a lot of people. They're watching. They love you, and I'm so glad that you were able to make it out. That was another episode of the Art Department. Please join us again next week. And thank you for hey, no problem. Thank you for having me, and to all my fans out there. Look, thank you for all the support. Look, this would not be possible without you. Spoken like a true hero, man.